Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of The Couch. I'm Dave Knepper, the guest host. Also with me here is Chris Gwaltney, and our host is actually down at the San Diego Comic-Con. Adam, how are things at
Hello.
the Comic-Con there?
It's going really well. Been seeing some really cool stuff. As far as the gaming aspect goes, I got to play the new Smash Brothers on the 3DS. I
Sweet.
got to test out Evolve. They showed off Sunset Overdrive. So yeah, I've been seeing a lot of stuff down here.
Some good game stuff going on there, huh?
Yeah. There. It seems every year. This is my third year now. It seems every year video games are getting a larger footprint at San Diego Comic Con.
We like to hear
So
that.
the
Yeah.
sections just get bigger and bigger each year. It seems.
Awesome.
Nice.
Good.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, as you know, this is Destiny time. Destiny Beta is out now, and we've all had a chance to play it. And we wanted to give some thoughts, impressions, and things like that. My first impression just going into it was, this is obviously a Bungie game. I can tell this is there's a lot of stuff that feels like Halo. It's not a Halo game, but you can tell that those things are there. Adam, what was your first impressions of the game just playing the beta?
Honestly, pretty close to what you just said. When I first started moving around, running, just doing basic controls, yeah, it felt a lot like Halo Combat Evolved. It just had that same feel to it. You felt like your character wasn't the most spry character to begin with. Like you had armor on, but yeah, I mean, Halo 1 obviously was phenomenal. So this one,
Yeah.
just brought back that nostalgia for me.
Very cool. Chris, how about you? What were your first impressions coming into the beta?
Yeah, it felt very fluid. I don't come from a lot of experience with shooters. Like I played Halo 2 way back in the day, but beyond that, I've not really played a lot. And for somebody that's not experienced in shooters, I jumped right in. I felt powerful. I felt like I know what I was doing. Felt like I could just pwn some scrubs and call it a day. So I felt good about it. I was a little bit disappointed. I have to realize too, it's a beta. Is just the story. And there's not really a whole lot going on there. I mean, there's just a few things. It kind of just drops you in the middle of this, pretty vast world and universe and stuff without a whole lot of explanation. So, just kind of taking us into our next thing is just the story and, how we're feeling about that. So, as for now, it's kind of lackluster, but hopefully that picks up.
Yeah, I felt the story was very linear, and there's quite a bit of lore. I think Bungie has done a good job of building into the backstory of this, but I wasn't seeing really any of that in the beta. What were your thoughts on that, Adam, on the story and what you've played so far?
You guys hit it on the head, honestly. When I was playing, especially when I play betas, I try not to pay too much attention to the story because when that game actually comes out, I have something to look forward to.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't even see or hear, I should say, a lot of story thrown at me for the beta. You got you got your ground point, and like here's the world. This is kind of what happened. So have fun. I'm like, okay, I'll run around and I have to choose missions and do this thing here. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Right.
But yeah, I'm definitely excited to see the story more fleshed out in the end product for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope my fear is like what they've done in the beta, and again, it's a beta, so we take that. But I hope they don't rely so heavily on the little ghost thing that travels around with you. Like I feel like that's pretty much the only other non-playable character in the game right now is that little ghost that just talks about everything and tells you everything and all that kind of stuff. So
NPC interaction is non-existent. Yeah. So I want to see that for sure.
Yeah.
Gameplay-wise, Adam, what were your thoughts gameplay-wise?
Gameplay-wise, it's pretty funny. Like as soon as I started playing, I just got all these nostalgia feelings for a bunch of games. Like some of the games that popped in my head were Phantasy Star Online, obviously Halo for the controls, a little bit of Borderlands thrown in there, but obviously it doesn't have the comedy as Borderlands. It's pretty serious. But Phantasy Star was one title that just kept popping in my head. You have your tower, or not your tower, but there is the tower, which is basically the main hub of your society, I guess you can say.
Right.
And you go back to the hub, the tower, and then you get more missions, and then you get power ups. You also Diablo 2, because I picked up a lot of gear that was quote unquote encrypted. And so then you have to go talk to a certain NPC to get your loot decrypted, and it comes with all the stats. So that definitely rang Diablo 2 for me. But yeah, Phantasy Star and Diablo, those are two titles that just kept coming at me whenever I played it.
Yeah, good points. Chris, gameplay-wise, what are your thoughts?
I love the RPG elements to it, you know, like the gaining new abilities as you level up. Even your gear has abilities to it, like later on as you get more powerful stuff. You're able to even choose certain abilities for your weapons and your armor and things, so that's super cool. I've played all 3 of the classes up to max level, so I've gotten to see like their different super abilities, their different grenades, and I love it, man. It's been really cool.
Cool. Yeah, my thoughts on the gameplay were feels like Halo. I'll tell you though, the thing that I really did like was the menu UI. When you go in and want to go to settings or something like that, that was unique, and it took me a moment to kind of get used to it, and now I really, really like it. So I'm excited about that. You know, being beta, I thought some of the gameplay was a little rough around the edges, but I'm more than willing to wait and see what the final product is there. That's part of the reason they do betas, to test some of those things out.
Yeah,
one of the things that kept popping out at me, that kept reminding me, oh yeah, it's beta. And you guys already touched upon a little bit, was the little ghost character. His voice acting. I mean, the guy who does, I can't recall his name on my head right now, but the guy who does the voice for the ghost is a really well-known voice actor, and the stuff I was hearing coming from the ghost seemed very flat, I guess. And I'm just like, I really hope this doesn't cross over like this. But I did go to the internet afterwards, and I did find some I guess later, like past beta gameplay. You hear the ghost speaking, and they actually did put a robotic filter on his voice, so it actually kind of sounds more well, it sounds better in my opinion. So yeah, I'm very excited to see the stuff that they enhance and add to and basically finish for the end game product for sure.
Right. Yeah, ultimately what's going on right now is just a stress test of servers and some marketing ploys. So, which leads me to my next question, the multi-console thing. Going in, I was honestly concerned that Bungie was tackling 4 different consoles at launch. And I've played on Xbox One. Chris, you've played on PS3.
I've played, PS3. I tried it out on PS4. And I watched you play on Xbox One too.
And Adam, you're playing on Xbox One?
Yeah, just the only thing I've played on is Xbox One so far.
And so, you know, what are the pros and cons of pulling something off? For one, props, it's a huge task to release on 4 consoles like that, such a big game. But I don't know, what I've seen so far of the others has been good. What do you think, Adam?
I only have the Xbox to go off of. The gameplay I experienced on the Xbox One, I mean, it was what you'd expect. It was smooth. I mean, even for beta, it was smooth. It was responsive. It was great. The connectivity was easy. I was able to connect with my to the games with Xbox easily. No headaches.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I'll be honest, like I was afraid going into this because I used to play Final Fantasy XIV on my PS3, and frankly it's nearly unplayable. Like the graphics are clearly not made for that console, and so it looks terrible, it feels terrible, it plays terrible on a PS3, I'm just sorry to say. And so going into Destiny knowing like it's going to be multi-platform, and I really had that fear, but I was so surprised at how great it looks, how well it plays. The only complaint I have, which I think is understandable, is just the load times. Like the load times, I think are noticeably longer for the PS3, just because it's trying to keep up. I think, you know, I was also disappointed that I can't play with people on PS4. Again, I think I understand it, but it sucks. So.
Yeah. My concern was definitely like, are the next gen consoles graphics going to be reduced, or are the last gen consoles just going to be struggling with this? And it really seems to me like they've balanced it pretty well. Yeah. And that's impressive. So of course this is a beta. We're playing a game that's being tested, and it's coming out. Having played the beta, what are your thoughts looking forward to the release? What do you hope? You know, we've already talked about some things we hope to be clear, but is there anything else that feel should be cleaned up or made sure that it's a part of the launch?
Yeah, I mean, I rarely, if ever, buy games on release. And so this is one that, you know, after playing the beta and reading stuff and just getting super into it, like, I can't wait, honestly, until September. I'm glad we're traveling a lot in August because that won't feel like the wait is as long. But definitely excited to get past, you know, level 8, which is where they capped it, see how the story unfolds, see how the characters progress. So, yeah, I'm super, super stoked for it. Hopefully I have a PS4 by then and can get it for PS4 instead.
Yep. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the game being out and playing the real thing, checking out the story pieces, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. So I think we may have lost our host. So I will say farewell for him. Adam, have a great time at San Diego Comic-Con and enjoy that. And we are signing off for another episode of The Couch. Enjoy the rest of the beta, and we'll see you next time.
Later.